Good morning, Gateway Gang. This is Fred Bishop coming to you live and in color. I'm really happy to get to share with you today on the most important thing I believe in my life, and that is my quiet time. I like going to church. I like going to meetings. I like meeting with people, but nothing compares to meeting with God. And to me, a quiet time, a devotional time, is really just a time of conversation with God and with my helps that I have. I make sure that first in my quiet time, I have to have a place where I'm going to meet. I meet in a chair over in the corner, and it's just like it says in 2 Kings, 4th chapter, 10th verse. Shunammite woman says, you know what, that man of God, I think he needs a place to kind of stop in when he comes by here. We all need a place to stop in. Then you need a time. Mine is 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm really never busy at 5 o'clock in the morning. I learned that from a lady in Guatemala. They'd been having a revival 19 years, so I went down to find out how they were doing it. And the lady over the house says that she prays 2 hours and 40 minutes a day. And I says, how do you do that? You work for an American company. They're going to make you work. Oh, she said, I have my time with God at 2 in the morning, and I'm never very busy then. So then I also heard Peter Lord, and he shared about his quiet time. He said, I go to bed at 8 o'clock, and I get up at 4 o'clock. If you're here after 8 p.m., I just say good night, because he said nothing is more important than my meeting with God in the morning. So whatever you're doing, make sure that the first place you put is God. And so that's what I do at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then my quiet place is very good in a little corner of my house with a rocking chair. I sit there, I have all my devotionals laid out. And there's a lot of you know, I always read the proverb for the day. There are 31 proverbs. And so I just read the one for that particular day. Then you think, well, if you've read them for 30 years, what's the difference? I make sure that part of my quiet time is my prayer time. So I have my prayer time divided down into my whole week, 7 days. So on Monday, I'm going to pray for my son, going to pray for his family, going to pray for my sisters and their families, my cousins. I pray for our government. I pray for our federal government, our state government, the county, town, and for my little subdivision here. So that's what I do on Monday. Tuesday, I'm going to pray for my daughter and her husband and family. And I'm going to pray for the board of No Greater Love, the guys that I meet with every month. So then on Wednesday, I pray for my wife. And I pray for the people that give, the people that pray for our ministry. That always means a lot to me. Thursday, I pray for myself. And you think, what do you pray for people? How are they doing physically? How are they doing emotionally? How are they doing spiritually? How are they doing financially? How are they doing mechanically? I mean, everything seems to be in order. So that's how I pray for myself on this Thursday, and that's how that I pray for others on the day I do theirs. I pray for myself, then I pray for close friends. You think, who are close friends? As my son said, the people that would be crying if you died right now. So those are people that I treasure very highly and that are my very close friends. On Friday, that's the day I pray for the ministry. I pray for, I'm thankful for what just happened at the Indian, come on. Thankful for what just happened at Mardi Gras. So I pray for each of the guys who are over those camps. I pray for Roger Lipe, and I pray for Jimmy Dillon as they're overseeing everything. And then I pray for Mark Jordan with one camp, David Kane with one camp, Michael Sadler with one camp, and Jerry Johnson with the other. So I pray over those kind of, just sit there kind of relaxing in it. How's it doing? What response have you heard back? How can this really move forward? Because every year, for the 43 years I've been going to Mardi Gras, I've always believed that God said through Oswald Chambers, each year I'm going to reach down and pick me one or two, and I'm going to take them to the ends of the earth. Sarge is in Vietnam. Mark Krupp is in the Czech Republic. Troy Benetton is over in Thailand. He's working also in Africa. David Kane's working in Africa. So that's my Friday. Then where am I going? Well, we're looking to Indy 500 and the Kentucky Derby. So I'll start praying for the guys who are over that. That's Friday, praying for the ministry, outreaches of No Greater Love Network. On Saturday, that's a special day. That's the end of it. I'm praying for the different continents, the different countries, praying that God will send forth laborers. Number 2, that he'll open doors for each one. Number 3, that they'll bring forth a fruit that will remain, not just be tourists. And then number 4, that they have the financial backing and the prayer backing that it takes to make a ministry work. Because the word says, I planted, Apollos watered, and God gave the increase. Then on Sunday, actually for the Philippines, Sunday is Saturday night, because our Saturday night is their Sunday morning. So I pray for them on Saturday night. The people that I work with in the Philippines when I taught in school over there, I pray for their churches. Then I come across and pray for Sarge and his in Vietnam. I pray for the one in Czech Republic. Then I come down the east side of the United States, then the center. And then when I get over to the side there, I pray for Charlie. Then I go over and pray for Jimmy Dillon and his. And then I pray for TJ Conwell. So I pray for those, then for the churches that we work with in Honduras. And so that's my day to pray for churches. Sometimes Shane says, Dad, won't you come to earlier service? I said, son, I got so many churches I pray for on Sunday that one thing I'm kind of worn out by 8:30, and the other is I don't quite get done by then. So that's my week. Now, you think, how do you do it? What makes it conversational and fun and exciting? You're Cowboy fans. I used to be a Cowboy fan, and I still am. But there came a day when the Cowboys, if they lost on Sunday morning, on Sunday afternoon, I didn't even want to preach on Sunday night. And the Lord spoke to my heart, they're your God. So for 1 year, I didn't watch the Cowboys. And so whatever's taking up your time, you get excited about, quit doing it. Just drop back. They said, well, what does that mean? This guy said, I've got a dog, but it costs too much to feed him. I said, oh no. He says, I just feed mine turnips. I said, well, dogs won't eat turnips. Well, not for the first couple of weeks. If you drop your Cowboys, if you drop all the different things that are taking up all your energy and all your excitement, pull it back down. When you seek God with all your heart, you'll find God. And here's what's exciting. Some of you have been in the church there a long time. You can kind of see behind me, there's a thing there that's hanging on the wall, said the bishops. Years ago, somebody in the church made that for us there in San Antonio, Brother Edwards. And so I'll never forget it and always have it hanging up in my room. When you're doing your quiet time, when you're reading your proverb, and then you know what you're going to be doing for the day, you kind of pull those two together and kind of marinate on them, and then a song will come to you. Maybe it's just one line of a song, maybe a hymn, but it really fits in with what you're doing. Well, you got your little cell phone there, just Google and give it the line of that hymn, said song lyrics, and then give the line. It'll pull up the song. Then you can sit there and you can have your own song. So I'd say some mornings I'll have at least 6 songs that come to me that really fit in with what I'm doing. It just makes it wonderful. Now, you also need to have a notebook. Just go get a cheap notebook, and then that's your journal. So this morning I woke up and I put down, I woke up at this time, I weigh this much, I had this for breakfast, I made the bed, I exercised, I did the different things, and then the next morning I look back through yesterday and find out how well did I do, where did I hit, where did I miss. So the most important thing that I have in my life is my quiet time, and I believe if you'll make that commitment, here's how I made mine. Back in the 70s, Peter Lord was speaking, and I heard him, and he said, I want you to commit to 15 minutes a day. Now, I'm talking about a covenant. You commit to 15 minutes a day. He turned to the pianist, and he said, don't play any music. They're either going to do it or they're not going to do it. And that's with you this morning. Either you'll do it or you won't. But if you decide you'll do it, and you do it consistently for 6 weeks, it'll become so much a part of your life that nothing could ever take the place of it. So if you miss one morning, it's okay. The next day, give 30 minutes. Next day, 60. Point being, if you miss too much, just take your vacation. But make a commitment to God between you and God. And when you seek him first and seek him with all your heart, and he's actually the primary reason that you're living. Friends, when I get through praying, when I get through my quiet time, and I head toward that door, I got a grin on my face, because when I go out the door, there's no use telling most people my problems. They can't handle them anyway. So anything I've got to discuss, call unto me and I'll answer you and show you great and mighty things. And when I walk out the door, I always wear my little cross every day. And when a person says, oh, I like your cross, I just stop and said, well, you know what? There's a story about the cross. Arthur Blessed carried it around the world. My friend Henry Pulsifer got the anointing from him. He carried it from the Gulf of Mexico all the way to Canada. Then a friend of mine, Max Vick in Tennessee, he carried it from Tennessee to Alabama. And when he got through, he believed God said, start making the cross. He makes his cross, and on the back of it has the stripes of Jesus. And so I tell him that, and then I say, every person that asks me about the cross, I always take it off, and I give it to them. Yes, the way of the cross leads home, and there's no better way to be in touch with Jesus than having a quiet time. I got my anointing from Peter Lord, from a lady in Guatemala City. And now, I pray that that anointing will go forth to you. If you receive it, as many as receive him, to them he gives the power, the authority to become the very children of God. God bless you. Thank you for letting me be with you. I miss you.